Hi, this is a video demonstrating revenue forecasting for, this case, fixed fee projects. So in this example, I've got a project with a billing type of fixed fee, so the RevRec method on this project is percent complete. The way that the percent complete methodology is going to work is that the system will now calculate a remaining forecast amount and then a percent complete. And so ultimately what will happen is the amount that will be forecasted will be broken down by month using the remaining assigned hours for each month as a percentage of the remaining revenue. So in this case, there's $100,000 of remaining revenue. We haven't recognized any revenue on this project yet. So a few pieces of information that are important to note. The percent complete is a field that's calculated taking the total number of hours that have actually been worked over the total number of hours that are estimated to be used at the end of the project. So in this case, 20 over 372 gives you 5.38% complete, which means that we now have eligible for recognition 5,300 and so $5,376 worth of revenue that we could recognize. In our case, though, we have $100,000 of forecasted of remaining revenue that can be forecasted. So when we go and look at future months, in this case, we have a project that goes through January. We'll need to see how that project just spreads the $100,000 across those months. Before we jump into the revenue forecasting screen, it's probably important to note that the way that the remaining assigned hours is calculated is the system takes the hours in the current and future months that have been scheduled. So if I were to jump into the project planner here real quickly, you'll see that if I expand the assignment list, in this case is Bob Cashley, there's only one assignment. So if I were to come over here and pull this panel over and I change this to look at the monthly view, you'll see that there's 184 hours in December and 168 hours in January left. So if I return back to the project, that's where this remaining assigned hours number comes from on the project. If I want to see what hours are going to be forecasted on an individual person by person, month by month level, we can go into the estimate versus actual record. So every assignment has an estimate versus actual record, which stores a summary by week and by month. In this case, this is the month of the hours that were expected to be worked for that period for that person. So in this case, we'll see that Bob for the month of December has 184 hours that is forecasted. That matches what was on the planner. And the way that this system is working, unlike time and materials where we have a bill rate for each person, there's no bill rate on a fixed fee project. So the way it works is we take the forecast hours for this month for this person, we divide it by the remaining hours for the entire project to give ourselves a percent complete for just this person for just this month. This 52.27% complete is 184 divided by 352. And since we have $100,000 of revenue remaining, if we take the 52.27% of the 100,000, we'll get $52,272 of forecast. So it's a little easier to see over here when I open up the forecast revenue tab. So I click on the tab. Again, in this case, I'm going to open up the filter, and in this case, where I was previously filtering for Western Michigan University accounts, now I'm actually going to just filter for the project that I'm looking at here, which is the Western Michigan University Fixed Fee -1 project. And if I hit Generate Forecast, it'll refresh the data from the system. All right, so now if I expand down on my project here, oh, hold on, let me hit Generate Forecast. Okay, so now when I expand my project here, what I see are the two EVAs related to Bob Cashley, one for December and one for January. If I scroll over to the right, this is where you can see there's the 52,272 for December, the 47,727 in January. So again, if I want to accept these, this is the forecast. I check my check boxes, and I can click on the submit button in the upper right hand corner. And actually, before I click the submit button over here, if I just quickly jumped back onto my project, you'll see that under the revenue forecast transaction list view, you'll see the two forecast transactions that we created, both of a status of draft. So that just tells me that these exist. No one's actually done anything to them yet. No one's saved them yet. So the draft status sits out there. Once I come in here and click submit, so I can do my week, I'll say December week 2. Expected. And again, I can click create new version here. It's actually going to put the status into saved. If I actually lock it as well, it'll save it and mark it as locked. So let's just do that. It's going to run it in the background. So when I come back to my project, I need to wait for it to run and then refresh my screen. Okay, so now when I refresh my project, the revenue forecast transactions, now you'll notice these exist. Again, remember there's always one for 2015 and all the transactions under 2015 and one for 2016. But in this case, they're saved and they're marked as locked. And now I can do any reporting that I need off of these revenue forecast transactions.